Hey, everybody! It's time for a weekly review. Let's take a look at what we got this week. As always, none of this is meant to be hurtful, harmful, mean, or anything bad. It's all meant to encourage us to get better and be better together. So, let's take a look. Sorry, I was eating popcorn. Start with 404. All right, this is an excellent shot of Mary. I love this shot. It's a nice close-up action shot. Number 4. So this is a pretty good shot of Caleb. Oh shoot! All right. So we probably I would have preferred it to be to move Caleb to the left just a little bit, so he's probably like right here, so we can see so his face is more in the third there, and pulled back just a little bit so we can see what he's doing a little bit better. Other than that, it's a pretty good shot. 433. Oh yeah. So this shot of Mary is great, but that's about 30 seconds of just Mary, and probably time to move on to another shot. Probably don't need to be there quite that long. 501. Oh yeah, that's right. So I just started noticing at this point that the slider was moving really slow, and yeah, we can take a look at that on Tuesday and see where we land with that. Yeah. Camera 3. This shot is a little bit weird with Caleb's head cut off. It feels like you just set the camera too low. I get what you're trying to do, but if you want an action shot like that, you probably need to be closer for that. So I would bring it down so we can at least see most of his head, and maybe just cut off a tiny bit. But even then, you want to be really close when you're doing that kind of stuff. So I would probably get his whole head and kind of work at getting his eyes in the third there. 557. Yeah. Oh, this is basically me saying, camera 4, good job at kind of moving him over to the left a little bit. I still might like a little bit, just a tiny bit zoomed out so we can see a little bit more of what he's playing. That's a little nitpicky though. So 628. Oh yeah. So I love that camera 3 went to Dan's guitar, and I used that shot. That not at that point. I used it right there when it got stable. So I do want to talk a little bit here about us paying attention during rehearsal, so we know when these kind of things are happening. Like, because everyone now should know what part of the or what side they're on or what role they have. I have it specifically labeled in planning center now, you will either be on the left side, the right side, or leader or worship leader camera. And if you're on the left side, you want to pay attention to the things that you can get on the left side. It'd be great if we were paying attention and we remembered that Dan was going to be kind of the only thing happening. Also, we can hear Josh playing in the background. Him going to a close up of him playing. The lead line there also would have been really, really good. That's all I have to say. Is we should probably start trying to pay attention during rehearsals, so we can understand what's happening, and we can get we can be prepared for those shots that are coming up. All right, 640. Camera 4. Oh yeah, this is a cool shot. And you have the one problem we have right here is if you zoom in, it's focused like right here, and probably needs to be focused somewhere closer to here or on his hand a little bit, because right now it's just super blurry there. I used that for a little bit, but I can't remember where I used it. I'm pretty sure I used it though. But it's harder to use those shots when you can see that it's blurry. So and I know it's hard sometimes to tell from the little screens that we have on the cameras. So our best bet would be to put the little focus square somewhere around here. $6:45. Oh yeah, okay. So this is also a good shot, but Dan feels a little bit heavy on the left there, like, and that's due to kind of the negative space here, and we're getting uber technical right now. So there's a couple of things that we can do here. Move him over just a little bit so there's less negative space happening over here, and Dan is more in that third. If we look at the thirds, like if we were looking at the thirds, we typically try to shoot for at least one eye in there or near there. And right here, it feels like he's not quite there. Like it's probably closer to right around there, right in front of his face. So, and I'm some of these things I'm for sure grasping at straws because we're just looking for ways to improve. All right, 8:44. Camera 4. Yep, 8:44. Yeah, 8:44. I like all three of these camera shots. It's great. This is a nice close up of Jeremiah. Good job getting Dan in that third there. And I love the shots that we're getting of Mary here. She's always so expressive, and those nice close up shots really feature that well. 9:53. Camera 3. Yeah, okay. So, and this is a pretty good shot. I would just move him up in the frame just a tiny bit, so it feels a little more balanced. That said, I used the shot, so I liked it. All right, so let's take a look at section C here. I only had a couple of things here, so this should be a relatively short one. 5:21. That's right at the beginning. Oh yeah. So this is another thing that has to do with we should try to pay attention to what we're doing in the front end while they're rehearsing, so we should get a decent idea of what's happening. Right now there's only one instrument playing, and that's it, and that is Dan on the acoustic, and the only place we have him is in the slider shot. This is the worship leader camera, so they should be on Sarah Beth. But one of these two cameras should maybe be trying to capture Dan doing something. Particularly this camera here. Camera 3 should probably be pointing directly at Dan playing the guitar, or getting a zoom shot of Dan playing the guitar. So yeah, just keep that in mind. If there's only one thing happening and we're not capturing it, we are doing a disservice to the viewer. And then one other one, 657. All right. Oh yeah. So I totally understand what you're going for here. You want to get a nice close-up of her playing that. It feels a little weird because the instrument is so small. It would probably feel even weirder if Mary wasn't so small. But yeah, I think probably in this particular case, if Mary's playing an instrument, we would want to probably zoom out just a little bit so we can see her face, because right now it just feels like you made a mistake and cut her head off in the frame there. So yeah, other than that, man, you guys are doing so good. I love having you as part of the team. It is fantastic having you guys bringing energy to my life and joy to my life. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being a part of our team. I will see you guys soon. Peace.